Hi everyone, how we doing? My name is Matt, Mr. ADHD Games, and what I got to do this month that was really special, really unique, is I got to interview some amazing people with ADHD. I got to talk to them about their experiences, they got to share some of their stories, and so I've been able to cut those down and do some editing and put together just some highlights from those interviews. So go with me on this journey as we check out the stories of these awesome ADHDers. Welcome, AloneChark. Thank you so much for being here with us today and hanging out and chatting. I did give you a small introduction, but if there's anything else you'd like to share about yourself, I said that you are a streamer, a board gamer. I met you through board gaming community, which I thought was such a cool way to meet.
I mean, that pretty much covers it. I was going to say, I didn't hear what you said because I was blow drying my bangs.
So I let everybody know that we're going to be talking about a couple things kind of as our focus, that we're going to be talking a little bit about late diagnosis and female diagnosis with ADHD, because they both are a lot of times they come together. So when were you diagnosed with ADHD? Tell me a little bit about it.
Was it 2 years ago now? Time has no meaning. It was pandemic times. I was working a remote job. We moved into a new house, and I was like, it's just not getting better where I can get anything done. Like, I should be excited about this new job now that I'm out of like the situation I was in, where for like a year and a half I knew my job was going to end, but like didn't know when. So it was just this waiting period. So I was like, that's cleared up now. It should be better. And so then the more things that I kept seeing where I'm like, oh, wait, that's not everybody. Wait. That's not everybody. The more I was like, maybe I should get help. Like, maybe I should see someone. And I used to joke about having ADD in high school because that's just like what you do. You're like, oh, like I used to say I was afraid to learn to drive because I was like, oh, there'll be a bird, and I'll be like, oh no, a bird, like, and get distracted, which I'm actually super focused driving because I have so much anxiety, so it works out. But I never thought I actually had it because it was presented as it is for little boys, little hyperactive boys. Like, no one talked about the other stuff. So every new thing, even now that I encounter, I'm like, oh, okay, that explains it.
I think that a lot of people who got diagnosed late have a list of them, but what would be like the top one or two that you would say were like, you look back and you're like, I should have known, or somebody should have known?
Any report cards that I had from school, like I did well enough in school when I went to school, they would say, if she would just apply herself, or, if she would spend less time just like talking with her classmates and things of that nature. I very distinctly remember two things my mom would say to me. One, my mom would say that she had to learn to listen fast because I would speak fast. And she would also be amazed that I could sit in our church basement, like during lunch, like, or dinner, like things, and I would listen to music and be reading and just tune everything else out. How are you so focused on just reading and not paying attention to any of this? And I'm like, meh. Especially just the not applying herself or making careless mistakes. Like, I found old homework where it's like, why did I think that this was the answer? Oh, because I just did it too fast and wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, a lot of times, especially in school and tests and stuff, like the end of the test, when I'd see other people finishing and I wasn't done, the anxiety would go from like a 20 to like a 50, just like off the chart.
Or just like missing like a math problem. It's like, oh, I said the answer was this because I didn't see this was a negative number. I just didn't see the minus sign there. And so it seems obvious looking at it. But in that moment, that was invisible. Like, that was like the pile of stuff on the floor right there. It's been there long enough that I don't see it anymore.
Yeah, after you've stepped over it so many times, it stops existing. It does. It
Exactly.
really does.
That's the rule. Or if it goes in a closet, it's behind a door. I forgot that I own that.
And I know having a later diagnosis kind of, it offers a lot of neat opportunities too for being able to accommodate yourself. Tell me a little bit about, since you've been diagnosed, some of the things that you have changed in your life or changed around your house that have helped you so much that you wouldn't have ever changed if you hadn't known you had ADHD.
I like that question because that is something that I spend a lot of time advocating with my friends, pointing out things that they're like, "Oh, I never thought about that." I was explaining to one friend like your how you organize your house is not going to look like how everybody else organizes their house. Like my husband would wonder why I couldn't just like, hang up my jacket. And it's like because I'd have to open the closet door and take out a hanger and then put it on the hanger and then like put it it's too much. But there's the recliner right there that has a perfectly good back for putting my jacket, or this table that is just a giant place to throw things. The solution to that is hooks. Just hooks everywhere because then I can just put it on the hook. It's one little step and then I can see it. I can remember that I own that jacket. I can grab that jacket before I go out the door. So I have hooks for my keys, hook for my purse. Like they go there at the end of the night unless I was too sleepy. Like, it happens. But for the most part, that's where I'm going to find my keys. That's where I'm going to find my purse. Buying paper towels and cleaning supplies and putting them in multiple rooms and scissors in multiple rooms so that they're in the room that I need them and I don't have to go get the thing, get distracted by something else, forget to get the thing, remember I need to clean up the thing the next time I step over the mess. It's like if it's already in the room and I also don't have to put it back, it's like I'm an adult. I can buy multiple pairs of scissors. It's the best feeling ever.
If I can buy something for under $10 that's going to make my life more convenient, and like with scissors in every room, it stops you from making poor choices, like of trying to open something with your mouth and you're like pulling it with your teeth or you're ripping it. And like, because you'll open it, you'll find a way to open it, but you won't go up and get the scissors if they're upstairs.
One of the little things I have squirreled away almost in every room now, I've just got like nail clippers and I don't use them to clip my nails, but like this little sharp bit here is perfect for doing things that I would try to do with my fingernails. And with my fingernails, I'm going to chip my nail polish. I'm going to break my nail. Or things I would try to use my teeth for, and I can't do that now because Invisalign says no.
So the last, like one of the big last things I wanted to talk about, because it's something I have no perspective on, is being a female with ADHD. Can you shed some light on some of the unique experiences that you feel like you've had through being a female with ADHD?
One part of it is, we sort of touched on it in terms of with diagnosis, people not recognizing necessarily how it might present in someone who is female or female presenting. The talkativeness instead of the running around. The bigger piece of it is the way that society sort of molds girls to be a certain thing, whether or not anyone's doing it intentionally. So the coping mechanisms that I think a lot of women have who have ADHD and who have discovered it especially late is, oh, I've just been masking or coping this whole time, which has turned into anxiety. As more and more tasks and responsibilities and life piles up on people who are typically expected to be the caregivers or to handle the organization aspects of a family or life, it falls apart at some point, I think, if you have ADHD. The best part of being diagnosed is that now that I see that, I can untrain some of those coping mechanisms that aren't healthy, and I can embrace more of what's broken, because it's not broken. This is just who I am. So I feel like over the last few years, I've been more of my authentic self. It does mean some stuff does not get done like it would have, but I'm way less sad about it too.
To get myself to successfully accomplish something, I have masked, and what that looks like for a lot of people who don't know what masking is or what it looks like is it's essentially putting up the front and showing people what you think they want to see because you don't think they'll be okay with your real self or your real emotion or your real feeling. But yeah, masking is definitely something that I think a lot of people with ADHD experience, because early in life we get pretty much told our experience isn't real.
If you're not diagnosed, at least in my case, like I hold on to those things that people would say to me. So like, sure, my mom said she learned to listen fast, but other people would reference that I talk too much. Too much is kind of the phrase that I've described myself as for years, because it's not actually too much. Like, you want this amount, trust me. I want everybody to take care of themselves and like eat something and drink some water and have a good time.
I shouted you out, so if you guys want to, go follow AloneChark. You can check out the bird feeder, pop out and hang out in her chat during the days. It's pretty fun. There's a bird named Steve that comes by sometimes. It's my buddy Steve.
Yeah. Steve's
but
good
yeah,
bird.
Thank you for being with us, and we will catch you later. That is our buddy AloneChark. She's amazing, right? Right.